Color Computer 3, Colors, Lesson 19, Part D. Okay, originally Part D was going to be capture, restore screens. I think that'd be better if it was a lesson all on its own. Plus, I wanted to go back to what we did in the parts A, B, and C and kind of another example that will hopefully make life easier for you if you just want to test some of your sprite stuff. So remember when we did in part C, we did the, oh, excuse me, we did the GIMP thing and built our sprite. Well, it was 8 by 16. So what I did, I went back into GIMP and made one 16 by 32. I added our boxes to it with red, the green, and blue, and the gray, and the oddball color. I also added black in there, which is 3 pixels wide and 12 pixels high. Just to, it's more visible on the screen at being this bigger size. Okay, and then I went to COCO SC. I copied from GIMP into here, and you can see here's what it copied in. And what I'm looking at is this piece over here at upper right corner, these FCBs. There's right click, select all, right click, copy. Okay, copy that. I'm going to, oops, wrong screen, sorry about that. This is what I copied. Okay, here's the copy out of COCO SC. And if you look in there, you can see that here's the boxes. Here's the red color or register 1. Here's the red color. The 2s is the green. The 3s is the black. And the 4s is the blue. Just so on and so forth. This is what I copied out of there. I also copied the palette register from COCO SC, which is done by lower left-hand corner. Click on the palette down there. Right click all the way at the bottom, copy palette to the clipboard. And then after you've copied that, we'll paste it into the program. We'll add the tag name of RGB and an FCB. This is what's going to be copied in. And what is this? This is all 16 palette registers, 0 through 15. So 0 has 63 in it. So look down here, 63 is white, which is our background color. It's all white. And we got 36. 36 is here, is the red box, right? 18 is a full intensity green, so on and so forth. That gets all of the colors that we're using in this are in there. Okay, so oops, I think next thing we'll do is look at this program. This is going to be a quick hitter, easy. You can just copy some things in and display your sprite at any time. All right, it's going to be H-screen 2, 320 by 192 by 16. Everything's pretty much the stuff we've been doing for all these lessons for a long time. From the screen beginning, link some equates, where to save it, and this here's our 2 counters. If you're a C programmer or even in BASIC, you go for I equals 0 to something and J equals, so I'm using X and Y instead of I and J. Okay, so that's what we'll use. Here's the actual start of the code. And in this code, I didn't use any macros. It's all just hard-coded right here. We're disabled interrupts, high-speed poke, which you don't really need because all we're doing is displaying one thing. It doesn't need to be high speed, but if that's in there. Save our stack, get a new stack, put us in our graphics mode, which is H-screen 2 mode. Go to task 1. We'll clear the screen and store the palette like we've been doing. Let's take a quick look at that. Oops, I went too far. Clear the screen, beginning of the screen, and we're going to load up our background color. So if your background, this is register 0 for 4 pixels, okay? So it's 2 by 4 pixels. But if your background color happens to be in a different register, you'd have to change this here. Just say your background was register 4, you'd have to put 4444 in there. Okay, so that's where we clear the screen. Here's where we're going to store the palette like we've always done before. Here's, if you choose something other than RGB, you'd have to change that tag name in here. Okay, We clear the screen and show the sprite. Okay, and this code here, if I may, that just centers the sprite in the center of the screen. If you want to, you don't have to put that in there. That's just puts it right in the middle. It's just takes the screen width divided by 2 and the sprite width divided by 2 and divides it by 2 and all that stuff and puts it under R, just like here it says. Or you can just load the address where you want it on the screen with a load X 2000. That will put in the upper left hand corner. If you want it in the center of the screen, just put it in there right around 5,000, 6,000, someplace in that, and that will put it on the center of the screen. Then we're going to load up the sprite we want to display and jump to the routine that actually displays it. So if we go down here, okay, here's the sprite that we copied in. Remember, we had showed that it was in MFCBs. And here's the compiled. When it's compiled, here's what it looks. Here's all the ones that's registered. Well, up here, all the zeros is our background. 1, which is in here. Oops, should I push this here down? Okay, that's our red box in register 1. 2's register or green. 3's are black. Okay, the only thing you have to do, excuse me, was you'll have to add an FCB with columns and rows. Okay, now we know we got 16 pixels, but we only got 8 bytes. Remember, 2 pixels per byte, so it's 8 by 32. Okay, that's it. We just copied that in from COCO SC. Up here, if you copy in this palette from COCO SC, give it a tag name of RGB and FCB, or tag name whatever you want, because whenever we're doing this store palette, RGB is in here. That's it. Okay, and then here's the routine that shows it. Down here it says enter with sprite display and register Y, which we loaded up at the top there, sprite and register Y, and X where we want to put on a screen. When we center it on a screen, and X has it. So here's how we display it. That's all this is a little bit of code here. Load X with Y, okay, which will be our columns and rows, our length and width. We'll store that in this X counters. We'll load up A with the number of rows. We'll push that. We'll load up B with the number of columns, which again would be our 8. And here's this little loop here. Load A with Y plus. Get a byte, which is 2 pixels, and store it where we want, put it on the screen. Decrement B, which has the 8 in it, we'll take it down to 7. It's not equal to 0, branch the loop run. So right there, we're going to put in the very first row onto the screen. Okay, once we get that one, we'll drop down. We're going to move our pointer to where we want the next row to be, and go back to loop 0. Make sure you understand that piece of it. Okay, our pointer when it comes in here is right here at this box. So we'll take the first byte, which is these 2 pixels, and put it on the screen. So when we get down to the end of this here, our pointer is right here. Okay, well, in the program, the whole sprite is a one long continuous screen, but we're going to put it on a screen in multiple rows. So when we get here, we want to come back down to here. Okay, so what we do is we add the length of one complete line, which in this case is 160 bytes or 320 pixels. That would bring us down right to here. But we don't want to be here, so we got to back up the length of the sprite. Will put us here, and that's what that code was excuse me, was doing. Down one row minus the width of the sprite, add it to X, and now we're down there. And we'll go through loop 0, go through this again 32 times, 8 bytes per time till we're done. We're done. Go back up to where we at here, show sprite. Come back up, go back to task 0. We're back to normal basic. Go back and wait for us to press any key on the keyboard. Go back to text mode, turn interrupts on, restore the palette back and slow it down, fix the stack, and go back to basic. That is it. So this little short program, okay, all you have to do is remember is copy this sprite in from COCO SC. Make sure this is correct and matches that. Copy your palette in there, and you can test any sprite you've built through GIMP and come through COCO SC. It's hard and quick and dirty. It's nothing fancy. It lays on the screen what's there. There's no background. It just blanks on the screen. You can take a look at it. So I hope that helps in getting some of this done as opposed to any other gyrations. Just if you want to create a sprite and look at it, you can do it real quick through here. Here's what it looks like on the screen. I put it on the screen. It was, see, it's centered on the screen. I just copied the screen over here. That's what it looks like. So that's it. One quick hitter program. I will add that program listing to the lesson 19 zip file, and I'll re-put that zip file out there so you can get this screen listing and use it if you want. If not, hopefully you understand how to get that done. And that will be the end of this lesson 19. So next thing we'll do is in a new lesson in the future will be how to capture and restore screens. So thanks for watching, and click like if you would like to understand or get more of this. So that will be all.